Oh shit. Infernoids are being played a little bit more. I'm not going to say that I was afraid that this would happen, but Infernoids are high risk, high reward. And I will say comfortably that I've had a pretty good time wrecking fools with Infernoids. But if more people start playing it, people that aren't playing Infernoids may be like, fuck Infernoids, I ain't about losing to that shit. And as a person that formerly played them, because I sold my deck, because somebody wanted it and gave me money, and that's that. I have a general idea on how the deck functions. It's not rocket science. Now, I'm no expert, but even I know jet fuel can't melt steel beams. This is all theorio here. Infernoids, while powerful and reasoning, sends a whole bunch of Infernoids, and that's like the dream, where certain floodgates slow down the deck, like Mistake against Necros, it slows it down a little bit. You know, like Imperial on Wall against Ritual Beast, even though you can summon some things, but you can't like contact out the way that you want to because it slows them down just a little bit. But those same hate cards, well, minus Mistake, against Infernoids, skirt, halt them. And that is a problem, at least to me. Of course, they had to have some weakness because their strongest balls aren't actually that strong. Their strongest shit's not that strong either. All right, they're strong, and their effects, along with their high attack, I feel justify their summoning restrictions. But those summoning restrictions come at a price. Something as simple as Dimensional Fissure. They never hit the graveyard. So you don't have anything in the graveyard to banish. At least D-Fissure against Lightsworn, you could still summon monsters. Now with Infernoid, since you're probably using Lightsworns as an engine, the engine don't do shit without the car. That is my biggest worry about Infernoids. If people play them more, and I'm not going to say that it's like, oh my God, it's popular now, but more people are playing it. And since more people are playing it, you're going to be seeing people be like, I am not about losing to these shits. Because fighting them head on, that ain't what you need to be doing. You trying to target them with effects, that ain't what you need to be doing. You need to prevent them from coming out, period. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Evil Swarm ended up being more of an option if Infernoids become the shit. I'm just saying there's a lot more resistance against that deck, which in turn is good against other decks as well. I just think that Infernoids are safer when they weren't on the radar. But if they're going to be on the radar and continue to stay on the radar and become more popular, I wouldn't say on the level of the OCG because we do not have 3 Monster Gate, but it is very well possible that this deck will become popular, but then it might also stop being popular because the hate is so real. This could be a reality if Konami decides to do something about Necros or anything else that's standing allegedly in Infernoid's way, and if they give us 3 Monster Gate. It just makes it a tad bit more consistent, but the same problem arises. And before somebody says something about Galaxy Cyclone, now, I am not taking back what I said about it being an expensive mystical space typhoon where you should not be spending that money, or at least I wouldn't. However, people have done it, and it does kind of sort of give you a better chance against said floodgates. Now, there are a whole lot of hate cards against Infernoids. You only got 3 Galaxy Cyclone. And it's not even guaranteed that you're going to be hitting that because you might have it in your hand. You might be like, okay, I'm going to blow this up. Okay, that was a space. Ha! Got him! Infernoids are greedy as fuck. You have to have a set amount of Infernoids in your deck because you want to have some that you can possibly summon from the hand by banishing one, or you want to have enough that you can banish more than one to summon them out the graveyard as well by using ones in your hand. Right now, I guess until Decatron comes out, you got to play non-Infernoid monsters to work with Monster Gate and Reasoning, and your monster count's going to be a tad bit higher than you would want it to, but that's just because Infernoids are greedy as fuck. The majority of your monsters had to be Infernoids. No debating. And then you got your non-Infernoid monsters, usually Lightsworn, to let you mill. Sure, I can use Lila against the that doesn't matter if you mill it. And because you have to aggressively mill, at least is my opinion, you got to aggressively mill with Infernoids because you want to get the stuff in the graveyard immediately. You want to get in the graveyard immediately and kill them. You do not have the chance to give your opponent time. And if you give them more time, or even if they hit you with like one Lancia, that might be enough time for them to come back and beat you. Because every early turn has to be used on at least sending some Infernoids to the graveyard. Something. Because if it isn't, you're one step closer to losing. Oh, my theory, though. It's one of the easiest decks to side against. And I don't think that's a good spot for any person to be in. And that is the spot that I feel that you'll be in if you decide to play Infernoids. So on that note, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate it. If you would like to support me in some form or fashion, all I ask is you spend literally seconds out your day and click an advertisement. I say that every time because it actually helps, surprisingly, and I am grateful and appreciative, and I will say thank you very much in advance if you can find some time to do that.